Fear is the enemy.
Baggy City Music Box.
Whatever it is that you're going for, man, go hard. And hold on, never give up. You gotta have that mentality, man. I put in the work, I spent a lot of time on the waiting list. Never complained, I ain't never said shit. Shoot my shot, no fear if I miss. Imagine you chasing a dream that you love, only to find out it wasn't enough. You fall on your face, but you get right back up. And you fall back again, but you get right back up, yeah. That's the way that it's always been. Don't nobody care about the grind but you. Nobody putting in the time but you. Make up your mind, who you wanna be. I know who I am, know what I want. Live by 2 words, mama mentality. And that's word to my mom, word to my pops, word to my little bro. They said make your mistakes, but don't make excuses on why you can't live and learn. On a couple occasions I damn near went broke, I'm chasing this music thing. And I ran out of hope, I threw in the towel, said fuck the hole in the street. I kept on writing and touring. I picked up a job cause I knew it was important. The money I made, I would stash it away just to fund my recordings. And I didn't wanna stop cause I didn't know how. I would lay in my room by myself late at night and I finally figured it out. I just wanna be the best version of me, make all the music that I wanna make. I don't care what nobody gon' say. You miss all of the shots you don't take. And the answer is no, if you don't ask. If it gets hard, this too shall pass. God is my witness and he got the plan. He got the plan. I put in the work, I spent a lot of time on the waiting list. Never complained, I ain't never said shit. Shoot my shot, no fear if I miss. Imagine you chasing a dream that you love, only to find out it wasn't enough. You fall on your face, but you get right back up. And you fall back again, but you get right back up, yeah. That's the way that it's always been. Don't nobody care about the grind but you. Nobody putting in the time but you. Make up your mind, who you wanna be. I know who I am, know what I want. Live by 2 words, mama mentality. Yeah. Remember, man, you only in competition with yourself. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process. Pleasure and pain. R.I.P. the greatest. 0824.
Yo, what's up? What's going down, y'all? It's your buddy DH. We are here for another episode of Circle Talk, where we feature good people doing great things in the communities all over the world. It's your guy DH, and I'm here with our guest for the day. Man, I've known for a long while. You know, we ran against each other. We both played football at the same time. We both ran the streets after high school. And now he's a fitness instructor, and I'm just trying to learn fitness. So we're here to talk about the past, the present, and the future of Elijah Baker, my guy. So.
Yes. First of all, thank you so much for allowing the time for me to and the opportunity for me to be here.
Yeah.
Definitely grateful for it, excited for it, and just excited to be able to share a little bit of my journey.
Yeah.
Some of the ebbs and flows of what I've been through in life, and God's favor and blessing on my life, being able to win at so many different areas of life, from little league sports all the way up to college and in business and in family. And so just grateful for this time and excited for the talk, and excited for all of us just to continue to grow from this time and this moment today.
Yeah. See, he ready. You know, I didn't even have to do my intro. He already ready. So, but before we get into the actual conversation, first off, we want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors. We're going to start off different. I'm going to give a huge, big shout out to Antoine Hayden, aka I Am Heyday, for allowing us this space to create magic for you guys to be a part of. So shout out to him. He's behind the scenes working really hard to make sure that everything is running properly for y'all. So thank you so much. I am Heyday, and make sure you guys, if you guys have not found out anything about what he is doing, he has a full space of all things media, video, all that. Hit up I Am Heyday Creative Space for more information. Next, I want to give a huge shout out to my guy, Marvin Patterson, iShotYou.com. He has been with me since day one, has always followed through and, gave me some ups and downs and all arounds of how to be a better version of myself each and every day. I am here for you guys. So make sure you guys also hit him up for any pictures. If you guys are looking for someone to get your photos done, family portraits, if you're going to be going to a prom and need prom photos, senior portraits, or just headshots for a new job that you're trying to get into, hit up Marvin Patterson at iShotYou.com and he will get you done right. Excuse me. Next, I want to give a huge shout out to the DMAC Foundation. Steve and Brooke, thank you guys so much for allowing me to be a part of what you guys are doing. As y'all seen in the pictures from a couple of days ago, I went to their poker tournament, and it was an amazing turnout. So many great people raising money for a good cause. If you guys haven't found out anything about the DMAC Foundation, go to www.dmacfoundation.org. Excuse me, let me get it right. .org for any of the amazing things that they have going on with the DMAC Foundation. Last but not least, I want to give a huge shout out to Intentions Juice and Smoothies Bar, Miss Marquita Evans, for all your amazing work that you are doing in the community. If you guys have not been to an Intentions Juice and Smoothies Bar, they have one on 52nd and South Tacoma Way. They have one out in Seattle, the U District, close to UW. And she's working on her third location in downtown Tacoma. So you guys, make sure you guys follow through. All of these amazing supporters and followers, thank you guys so much for allowing us to continue to make great conversations with good people that are great things. So without further ado, I'm going to stop my talking and I'm going to bring it over to my guy. And we're going to learn a little bit more about him right now. So first off, man, thank you so much for making this happen. I know we have been talking about this for at least since I started doing it.
Yeah, it's been a few years for sure.
Yeah, and we both are really busy. Obviously, you've been busy with always winning,
yes,
fitness,
yes.
And I've been I have 5 kids, so I'm busy dealing with my family and obviously the podcast and my 9 to 5 as well. So I'm glad that we have this opportunity to create this for the people, because I know you pretty well and I know some of the things that you have gone through, and I think your story may change someone else's life, and so that's why we're here today. So thank you for that.
Definitely. Just grateful for so many things. One, shout out the spot, kind of like he just was mentioning. This is a beautiful studio where we're at right now, and it just shows you what the potential of what's possible if you just have dreams and you believe and you want to get better and do better and be able to provide access for other people to do better. And so that's literally this space where we're at right now. And just grateful for you. We've known each other, like you said, probably at least 30 to probably 40 years, actually. We might be telling our age a little too late, but at least 30 plus years, right 30 there. To 35, somewhere in there. We go back to the youth at Al Davies and the Hilltop, and growing up in Tacoma, and then all the way through college and high school and college, and just life. And this has been something we've talked about for years, and so I think it's just great time. And I think we're in a day and age and time where people just need to be reminded of what's possible first and foremost, and that God's put something great in every single one of us. And sometimes it's just a maturing process that is happening for that greatness to come out and for people to see it. And a lot of times people don't see what's been buried underneath the dirt. Like, we all have different dirt in our life and things that we've been through. And but out of the dirt, with all the different things that goes into it, a flower blossoms, right? And
Facts.
so that's literally us. And where we're currently at right now with you and what you're doing in the community and the podcast. Right. And it's been a beautiful thing to watch. Appreciate you, the same thing with my business, Always Winning. If you don't know what Always Winning is, Always Winning means all things work together for good. All things work together for good is what Always Winning means. So that means, like, no matter what you've been through, no matter what you're going through, it's still going to work out for good. And it even has a spiritual background to it. It's Romans 8:28. Is the scripture that kind of is the supporting foundation to what Always Winning is. And so oftentimes when I first came out with the brand, it's been 10 years since I had it. Yeah. And people would wonder if it's like a cocky type of statement or like an arrogance that, so you just think you're always winning. You're just always going to win. And I'm like, yeah, I'm always going to win because I have confidence that things are going to work out for good. And we either win or we learn is my philosophy. Facts. And so, so that's kind of the foundation of Always Winning in terms of what it means. And getting people to understand that, that things are going to work out for good no matter what you're going through.
So let's rewind it a little bit because you went in pretty deep and, obviously we talked age, talked about, the journey and some of the things that we have went through, just a short snippet of it. But let's rewind back and just talk about, just your upbringing. Obviously, we know each other, obviously from Al Davies, but let's talk about just that time and just how family life was and obviously you and your brother was tight and whatnot, but let's talk about just your upbringing and how you got into just becoming, a well-known name in the community for not just how fast you were on the track, but also you was a beast on the football field too. So let's rewind back to that. Yeah. Let's get on that.
Yeah, definitely. So, born and raised in Tacoma, Washington. My roots go back to Detroit, and my father ended up out here through the Navy, and he met my mom actually at a church conference in Portland, and we grew up in Tacoma, and my parents divorced when I was 5 years old, and so I grew up all over Tacoma, so I know a lot of people in Tacoma, because my mom was on the east side and my dad was on the hilltop. Okay. So I was literally living in both sides of town, right? And was well versed in terms of just being connected to everybody. And growing up, it was rough, for sure. Growing up in a single parent home, my dad ended up remarrying, and my mom raised me, my brother, and my sister by herself, and she was working nonstop. And for us, it was Al Davies, like we mentioned. It was places like Al Davies, Eastside Boys and Girls Club. It was places like that were like what kept us going and gave us something to be able to have some type of structure to our lives outside of, we had good home structure, but so we didn't fall into the gangs, because growing up in the 80s and 90s, gangs was prevalent in Tacoma. And everywhere you looked, there was gangs. Everybody was in some type of gang or associated with gangs. And so I went through those different eras as well. But sports was the common denominator that kept me, my brother, my sister was a few years younger, but that really kept us out of trouble, kept us in alignment, and gave us something more to strive for beyond just the streets. And so with that, I, had a lot of success in football. Started out at Al Davies and then went and played over at Eastside, won championships in football and Little League, won championships in middle school and football, started running track as well in 4th, 5th grade, went to national track meets and had success as well as that. Our track team, our relay team was 3rd in the country when we were like 4th, 5th grade. And then well as winning state championships in high school and football. Growing up, I went to middle school at Malcolm Middle School, which is now, I know they changed the name.
I don't know what the name is.
They changed the name, but I went to Malcolm Middle School, and all my friends were going to Lincoln. I wanted to go to Lincoln. Right. Lincoln was where my heart was. I was recruited actually coming out of middle school for high school football. Mm-hmm. So I had a few different high schools in the area. I was looking at either going to Lincoln for sure, Bellarmine, Curtis, and then O'Dea in Seattle, because I had some family in Seattle as well. And Curtis was what made sense for high school and the transition, and where my mom was like, let's get you guys out the hood and get you to the suburbs, basically.
Absolutely.
And that's how we ended up over at Curtis. And I was heartbroken because all my friends were going to Lincoln. I wanted to go to Lincoln. Lincoln had Lawyer Malloy, Coach Miles, rest in peace.
Yes.
We had a relationship with him, so I was looking forward to playing with him. Being like the next Lawyer Malloy, because who was kind of the icon at the time, football wise and stuff. Mm-hmm. But then over at Curtis, I just remember Curtis had won a couple of state championships. They had Singer, Mobley, Torrey Hunter. They had a few people, and they won a couple of championships. I remember seeing them playing on TV. I remember seeing those championships. And so when Curtis was an option, and I had a few friends that were over there, who I played with at Al Davies and played Little League basketball with. So and I had some cousins over there, so I had some connections over there. So I was like, Curtis makes sense. It just made sense. And so we went over to Curtis, and my sophomore year in high school was, and I was upset because Curtis was 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. And so I had to do one more year of middle school, and it was junior high, 9th grade at Curtis. And so I was like, everybody's going to high school.
Showing our age a little bit.
And I still had to do one more year. So I was like, okay. But went to Curtis, and at Curtis we had lots of success. We won 2 state back-to-back championships. We won in football. We also won state championships in track. And I was player of the year for the state of Washington. My junior and senior year in football, was the All-American my senior year in football. Highly recruited, had coaches from Notre Dame, USC, coming to school to see me at lunchtime in front of everybody. And I remember even getting my first letter was from USC. And so it was a great time in terms of just being able to see kind of, again, the fruits of your labor being appreciated and at a scale as that. And so definitely kind of a little bit of the background. And then college, I ended up playing college at Eastern Washington University. I was undersized. So back then it was a lot more political in terms of like your stature and your size, your height and weight, and what you need to be for what they were looking for in college. Where nowadays, if you can play, you can play, and you're good. And so
that's crazy. So after Eastern, what did you end up doing right after that?
So right after Eastern, I ended up coming back, and I ended up taking over my father's security guard business. So my dad had started a security guard business.
Okay.
And I always had an entrepreneurial spirit since I was young. I always envisioned myself owning a clothing store because I always liked clothes and shoes and things like that. So I always envisioned myself being some type of business owner. I didn't know what it was, but again, clothes was one of the things. And so when I got done with school, my dad had a security guard business that had been around for already 10 years. And I was able and fortunate to come and help take over his business. So when I came back from college, he was grooming me to take over his business. He was, and a couple of reasons why. One, he was dealing with health issues. And so he had hepatitis C, and he had got poked with a needle, and it was so bad where he was preparing us all mentally for him to not be here, because he was literally taking treatments that were equivalent to like cancer treatments and stuff. And so he was in a bad state of mind, bad physically. And so he was grooming me to take over the business. And I was living in Seattle when I came back. I always wanted to live in another city. And so because Tacoma and Seattle don't interact.
No, not much.
We all know, unless something's going on or something, but there's just not, unfortunately, it's not as much connectivity and interaction as there should be.
Absolutely.
Growing up, and it's gotten better for sure.
Absolutely.
And so when I came back from college and I lived in Seattle, I was like, this is it right here. This had all these people that I didn't know, all these opportunities. And then I had a business that I was able to kind of get involved with and help out. And the business was great. But early on, as I took over the business, my father passed away.
Yeah.
Probably about a year and a half into me taking over the business. And so even this necklace right here I wear, because it reminds me of him and just all the hard work and all the obstacles and things he went through to get to positioning us as a family, positioning the community, because he was a pastor as well. He had a daycare, he had multiple properties, and he had a successful security guard business. And so he really laid a solid foundation for our family and for us to be able to have a platform to step on, to be able to get to whatever God had destined for each of us as kids. And so that was definitely a challenging time because I was running a business. I had 50 plus employees. And I'm 23 years old. All my employees are older than me. But I was able to put a lot of people on. So I probably had every single friend, family member worked for me at one time or another, because I was having security contracts, and security was something that everybody felt like they can do, right? But what's so easy isn't always easy, because if you're sitting here and you're watching a wall for 10, 12 hours and you're supposed to just stay locked in and not have no visitors, not be on your phone, not do any extra, not leave, it was challenging. So, but I at least positioned people and gave a lot of people the opportunity to be able to get some income. And
absolutely. Work, so you sent me a picture, and I want to kind of touch a little bit on it, have you touch on it. You sent me a picture of you in high school. And then you must have been after high school, because I don't even remember seeing you like thick like that. And you now. Talk a little bit about, what it was that went off, what light went off inside of you that said, I need to work on me. I need to fix myself, because something isn't right inside of me, not just my health, but I know some of it is a lot of mental that is going on that leads you down that path. So talk a little bit about that.
Definitely. I have a picture, and kind of my motto is fit to fat to fit. Played college football, great shape most of my life. People know me for being athletic and in shape. And then I went through a period of life in which I call life, where life was life in me. Went through a divorce. The security business that I'm talking about, we ended up losing that, and we had to cut our losses during the recession that happened back in 2008, 2009 timeframe. And just went through a dark period where I was just going through a dark period of life. And, was addicted to drugs and alcohol, and was dealing with health issues. And it was one of those moments where it was just kind of like, you're better than this. Like, no, we're not about to just, there's moments in life where we all can kind of have that. I tell my clients, it's like we get to that point in the road, and it's a transition point, like we've seen, where you either go this way or go that way, right? And we know, depending on what that decision made, that decision that's being made, there's going to be an outcome from it. And so enough was enough. I just was tired of being tired. Literally tired of being tired. I knew my value. I knew my worth. I knew I was better than where I was at. I knew I was destined for more. And so that's when, I took a hold of my health, got a part of a community to help support me, and just fought back for my life, fought back for my health, fought back for my mind and mental state, fought back for my relationship with God, just really fought back. Really fought back. And from there, I was able to lose over 60 pounds, because I got up to like 250 at my heaviest. A lot of people, like you said, a lot of people didn't see that moment of life that I went through, because I was that person that was taking pictures and deleting them. I was making sure I wasn't in the pictures. I was making sure I was just kind of just trying to hide from what was going on in life and playing the background in life. And so when that period happened, and the transition happened, it started up here mentally and spiritually. And when I fought back, and, through God's strength, I was able to fight back. And there was, tons and tons of times where, God spared my life, and I was in situations that things could have been way worse. And so I'm just grateful that, that I was, again, that God's grace was on my life and allowed me to be able to fight back. And I was working in the fitness industry. Now I'm doing some of it. So when I lost the business, I ended up going to LA Fitness and working in the corporate fitness world. And so I did that for 7 years and had a lot of success in that as well. I won there and had my gym ended up being the best gym in the country. We had a competition and I was the top salesman, and then I ended up being the top general manager. And I've always been a leader, you know, since day one. And, you know, there's two types of leaders. I've always been one that led more with action and words. Most people know me. I'm kind of introverted, extroverted, right? So if we're at a place, I might just be chilled, and then I might, but as soon as people come around or it's time to talk, and I'm gonna talk and speak up and say something that's worthy of being said. And so I would definitely say, though, definitely that time frame was definitely a time frame that was dark, and it's one of those things I let people know that I've been through it. And I think even as a fitness professional, it makes me easier to relate to my clients who go through those moments of life where they're overweight, not feeling good, not liking how they feel. And so I can really connect with my clients. And I think that's why I'm having as much success I continue to have with my clients, because I went through that as well. So I'm not just a fitness person who was always in shape, and I can't relate, you know, like I can relate to what it's like dealing with the different health issues, dealing with it, not feeling confident, not liking how you feel and look, you know, inside and outside.
So let's talk about how important has your faith been in your journey from being in that dark moment to where you're at right now. How important has your faith been?
I would say definitely it's been the anchor, for sure. I'm grateful for my parents instilling in me, you know, having a relationship with God, and most importantly, and then surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded and who understand the value and the benefits of being in that relationship with God and having your own personal relationship. And so I've always been at least connected some way, somehow. I went through a number of years where I didn't have a church home, but I was still like connected. Like I still had people, I had things that were keeping me connected. And that was, you know, that was the glue that literally got me through at the end of the day.
So this is just a sidebar. This ain't even about the conversation, but I'm gonna ask you, just because I was thinking about it as you were saying that, do you have to have a church home in order for your faith to be strong, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I would say you don't have to, but by having that, it's like setting yourself up to win even more. If that makes sense. Yeah. So it's like proper preparation prevents poor performance, right? And so life is about
Say that again.
It's the 5 P's or the 6 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, or proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. And so I really focus on, even with my clients, I let them know, like, I'm going to give you all the tools to win. The only thing I can't do is do the work for you. But I'm at least give you all the tools, set you up to win at the end of the day. Awesome. I just can't do the work for you. And so when it comes to the faith, I think it's kind of the same thing. Like, the more tools you have to set yourself up to win, then the better, the longer, the more durable you're going to be able to win. So when life is throwing things at you, because life is going to life, like we're all getting life some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
No matter what, nobody is excluded from that. And so I would say during my, and it's funny you asked me that question, because I'm fortunate and blessed. I'll be speaking for my church here in August. And so it'll be my second time speaking. And my ministry is fitness is my ministry. And allowing God to use me in this vehicle to be able to connect with people. And like, I pray for my clients. This is my vehicle. I speak life into my clients. So our ministry is kind of what we do. It doesn't have to be in a pulpit and stuff like that. It's literally allowing God to use you with whatever tools he's given you to use. And so for me, fitness has been that vehicle. And so, but when I speak in a few weeks, I'm actually speaking on that a little bit, on that point of just during my dark period of life. It's about, I broke it down into decades, and it was about 10 years. And I didn't have a church community though. And so, and then the decade before that and the decade after that, I've been connected with a church community that I was able to at least call home.
Yes.
You got to at least have, to me, I feel like you at least have to have a place where you can call home.
Yes.
You
Absolutely.
know, you got somebody of authority that you can go to and talk to, or that's constantly And so with the training, I'm able to help people physically, mentally, provide nutrition options, spiritual options as well, as I mentioned. And so one location is in Renton at Spoonfed Training in Renton. I've been there for 4.5 years now. We've actually won Best Gym in Renton 2023, 2024. Awesome. We still winning. Still winning. We still winning. We won Best Gym in Renton. We provide excellent group classes. And then I'm in, it's called Fit City in Auburn. So I started doing group classes there a little bit over a year ago. It's kind of like a hybrid. It's a nutrition bar set up, nutrition cafe with the fitness studio inside of it. So people can come there. Our hours are from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. People can come there and get a healthy protein smoothie, healthy options all throughout the day. And then there's classes throughout the day that they can take advantage of. And so I do a few classes there as well. And then I just started taking clients there as well. So I can help people that are in the Tacoma, Auburn, Puyallup, Federal Way area, because a lot of people, because the primary location I've been at is in Renton. And so I'm mainly getting Seattle, Bellevue, Kent, that type of area, Renton area, but not as much down south. And so now I just opened the second location for private training just about 2 months ago now. Nice. So, and then as well as I do online. So I've clients all throughout the country that I help as well with my online accountability groups that I run every single month, providing them with daily workouts, accountability, nutrition, and just coaching with me as well. So I have a number of tools in place. So it's really just whatever a person needs, what their budget is. I got an option and solution for them.
Okay, so how do they get in contact with you?
So the best way would be my Instagram, Always Winning Fitness is probably the primary tool that's been the most successful. I also have alwayswinningfitness.com is my website. But those would be the two primary ways for somebody to connect and reach me.
Awesome. So we are pretty much at the end of our conversation. Is there anything that did we leave anything out? I think I went down the line pretty well. Yeah. I think something that people didn't know about me. Oh, okay. Yeah.
The fact that people don't know about me is most people start out walking. I started out running.
Absolutely.
I didn't. So my first steps were running. I didn't start out walking. And so I think that's why I've been wired and geared to be in the fitness. Like fitness is in me. Like I didn't start out walking. I started out running. And as well as it's because my cousin was in the room. I was so happy to see my cousin. I just got up and took up running. And so I think the combination of the activity and then just loving family, loving people, those two connected. And that's why I do what I do now.
Okay. So who's the fastest? David or Terry Tharps or Elijah Baker?
So I think it depends on what period of life we're talking about.
Fast speedsters.
I started out as the fastest.
Yeah.
And then all the way through like early middle school. And then the torch kind of got passed on to David, and Terry were kind of like right there back and forth.
Yeah.
And then in high school it ended up being Terry. And so nowadays I probably would say David's the fastest right now. Because David actually still does sprints.
Yeah,
he goes hard. And
shout out to David too.
So we were known as the Baker brothers growing up, and we both, tore up the football and the track field. And I think he was a huge driving vehicle as well. Like I had it in home, somebody who was pushing me, I was pushing, and so it was a great environment as well growing up.
Shout out to the brother and Terry Tharp. Shout out to you as well. Them dudes I always used to run against them. I used to always watch them run right past me. It was so fast. Shout out to y'all, man. But hey, man, that's it. You got any questions for me?
Yeah, I would just say, what is kind of like, what's been the one key takeaway that's got you to where we're at right now? Like when he first started this, you guys, he was doing, it was primarily on Zoom.
Yep.
It was online on Zoom. I think you might have started doing the pandemic time frame, but it was online on Zoom. And then it just gradually continues just to take off and to see where it's at. Now he's doing, you're giving back to kids in the community, giving awards. You had awards last year. I've seen that. So I've been watching and seeing the development and growth. And what would be, one tip for us that's got you to where you started to where you're at now?
I think it's just always believing in yourself. I mean, it's like you were saying earlier about giving back and finding your why, your reason for what you do. I think God gave me this platform so that I can, give people an opportunity to share their stories. And there are a lot of people out there that are going through hardships that could use what we are speaking.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I love the opportunity to just share and give back. And, I've had a lot of moments where I wanted to walk away, but, like you said, God's always right there telling you, hey, this is what I want you to be doing.
Yeah.
Opportunity is there for you to continue to help others. That's why you're put on this earth, is to help others. Do not let go of it just yet.
Yeah.
Until I give you something different.
Yeah.
And so I'm just riding the wave, man. I love the opportunity to, talk to people like yourself. I've known you forever. So we've been talking forever, but even to talk to people that I don't know, to learn something about people that I don't necessarily know is always a beauty and always a blessing. And the Teens of the Months have been something that, it's been a recent thing because I've been highlighting all these adults working extremely hard in the world. But what about the kids?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I just had a light just went off and was like, yo, we got to bring these kids in the mix as well. So this year I've really been pushing, just highlighting more youth and young adults that are doing great things in the world. And so, I'm just blessed and following his lead, man.
Yeah.
Just following.
I love it.
So that's about it, you guys. Shoot, thanks so much, E.
Definitely.
You,
actually, we got two more things. Two more things. One, I got a gift for you.
What?
I got a gift for
you.
you.
I get a gift.
And then right before that, there was a question that you did ask that we didn't get to. It was my heroes.
Oh yeah, the heroes.
My heroes.
If you could talk to anyone
and the reason I want to kind of touch on this as I end is I've had two heroes in my life. My mom was my hero growing up.
Yeah.
Because of watching her work effortlessly and tirelessly to provide for us. And she always made a way.
Yeah.
And her faith was always so strong, which helped me develop strong faith and seeing that drive. And so that's still my ultimate goal, is to retire my mom. We're getting close. We just ain't got there yet.
Yeah.
So she was my first primary hero majority of life. And then my last 10 years, my wife has been my hero.
Absolutely.
And she's the one that, like, the reason I'm still able to be here, have a business after 10 years. She's the behind the scenes who's holding it down for the 4 kids. My mother-in-law lives with us. So there's a big household.
Yeah.
And she holds it down. But she got with me during the lowest times of my life.
Yeah.
When I was struggling, I was in transition. And then when I started Always Winning, she was the one that gave me the green light. Like, all right, I'm gonna give you this time frame.
Yeah.
To make some things happen.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna support you. And so she allowed me to just, to get out there and build my business from the ground up. And so I'm grateful for her. Love you, babe. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Shout out to wifey and mom.
Everything. So
shout out to the fam.
Exactly.
Yeah. We didn't even talk about me selling them his car too.
Oh, yes.
Hey, it was a whole nother life. We ain't gonna get into that, guys, because I know you have something you got to do. I know I got something. I know Heyday's got something he's gonna be doing. So
grab that bag real quick.
I got a bag here?
Yeah, you got a bag.
Okay. Okay, what we got here?
Yeah. So
you want me to just pop it out?
The crazy thing is the bag actually ended up being my colors is the red and black and white, and your colors for Circle is the
red, black, and white. Let's go.
And so inside of it, we just got some merchandise.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'll just show y'all if y'all watching. I'll show you guys. I mean,
and then if you go to my website,
we in there, beat in there. Let's go. Always win. That's what you're doing.
So we got them a T-shirt, and then we got our new dry fit. We just dropped the new dry fit a couple of months ago. So we got the dry fit option as well.
Hey,
so
I'm about to go put this on. Get my 5 miles in tonight, y'all. Let's go. Thanks a lot, family.
Yeah,
appreciate
definitely.
You always, all love.
Yes, sir.
Always
yes,
love,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Make sure you guys follow him. Always Winning Fitness, right?
Yes.
On Insta.
Yeah, Instagram. Facebook is strong too. I just haven't pumped as much energy into it like I should, but it's there. Always Winning Fitness on all platforms. You'll find me.
Yeah.
Whether it's Twitter, whether it's YouTube, we out there.
Yeah.
And we out here changing lives.
Okay, real quick. Last question before we leave, you guys. What was your fastest 100 time in high school?
Fastest 100 time was a 10.9, and fastest 40 time was a 4.4. So.
He was pretty fast.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We done for today. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with myself, Elijah. I am Heyday Studios. That's where we at. Make sure you guys tap in. We will be back in 2 weeks with our next person. I can't remember. That's horrible. But we will be back in 2 weeks. So thank you guys so much for always continuing to follow and view us. And we will see y'all soon. Y'all have a blessed one.
Peace.
Hey.